The United States is by far our biggest market, and inside the US, East and West Coast are the most important ones, and the Florida market is second only to California.
And how are Urus sales doing in comparison to Huracan and Aventador?
Urus is more or less 50% or a bit more, almost 60% of the sales, and then the two super sports cars, Aventador and Huracan, are making the rest. Now we added one model in 2018, the Lamborghini Urus, and now there is a phase of stabilization, and then 23 and 24 there will be the full lineup, completely new and hybridized. So all the cars will be plug-in hybrids by 25. So this is going to reduce our CO2 emissions in comparison of today by 50%. And we will add a fourth model in the second part of the decade, and this will be then the first full electric vehicle. So we are going from 3 to 4 cars, but before we go to car number 4, we will, let's say, renew all our lineup.
So up until 2024, you'll continue the pattern of 2 supercars, 1 SUV, correct?
Exactly.
When you say they're going to be plug-in electric, that means all of them, or are you going to get also in your portfolio IC cars, I mean combustion?
No, they are all plug-in, starting with the new Aventador, which will have, again, an internal combustion V12 engine, which is our positioning car, very important for the lineup of Lamborghini. And then in the year 24, we will have the new Urus with plug-in, and then the new Huracan by the end of 2023.
Okay. So then, will these be new? Will they be updates of the current lineup or new generations that will have new names?
The Aventador and the Huracan will be complete new generations, also with new names. On the Urus, it will be a heavy facelift with the hybridization. So almost a new car also. We will continue as long as it is possible, because a lot of fighting bull names are not really fitting to our idea of what the car should have as a name. But I'm very optimistic that we still find the good names for our cars. So we will continue with the fighting bull names also in the near future.
Okay, might there also be some exceptions like there were with Silhouette and with Countach?
There might be, but at the time being, this is not planned. So at the time being, we want to continue with the bull-related.
And speaking of the Countach, I understand there is like you brought back a new Countach, if you will. I understand, will there be like a very limited edition of them built, or is it just a one-off concept, the new Countach?
No, this year, in the year 2021, we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of the first Countach, which for us was a game changer. It was revolutionizing our DNA in terms of design, and also in terms of the build-up of the car. So with the longitudinal engine in the back, with the gearbox in front of it, with the middle tunnel, with the moving forward of the cabin, with the scissor doors. All this was very revolutionary, and also the design. And still today, when you see a Countach, it's a very modern car. And this changed the way of looking into the super sports car business with the appearance in 1971 of this car. And this year, in Pebble Beach, we had a world premiere of the reinterpretation for the Countach. We call it Countach LT 800-4. So it's a new car, and we are going to build the car only 112 times, because 112 was the name of the project of the original Countach, and these cars are all sold already, and we are going to deliver the cars next year.
And
They are sold out.
They are sold out.
And
Congratulations.
and what?
In Miami, I can tell you, but in the US, it's an important part of it. So we're trying to have always 1/3 the Americas, 1/3 Europe, Middle East, and Africa, and then 1/3 Asia Pacific. And this is more or less what is happening also for the people.
And for our viewers, what is the origin of the Countach name?
The Countach is an expression of an Italian dialect, and it means somehow wow. And the story was told that there was a technician which was present at the first unveiling internally in the factory at that time. And when he saw the guy, he said, Countach.
What would it have been called if he hadn't said that?
I think like fighting.
That's great. How did the success of the Urus change the company?
In terms of size, it changed a lot. In terms of the mentality, in terms of the approach to the business, it's the same. We always tend to say that we have to do cars which are dream cars, the things you want to buy since you are a child. And when you are grown up, maybe one day you have the opportunity to own a car like this. And this is the attitude, the passion, and also in terms of technological challenge for us. We say we start working when the others stop doing it, because then it's getting very tough. And this is what the Lamborghini is all about: passion, performance, design, being brave and unexpected. The youngest community we have is the Asian one, followed by the Americans, and the oldest is the European buyer. But if we compare our brand to other super sports car brands, luxury brands, we have the youngest crowd, we have the youngest people buying. And this is a very good sign, because they join us when they're young, and they stay with us as also over the years and the days. That's a very good sign for the brand.
Are they significantly younger in Asia than in the rest of the world?
Yes, they start earlier. They have more. Let's say it's also a matter of how let's say the society is built and your taxation. And for sure, in Europe you have the highest taxations. So therefore, the Europeans are a bit older than us. But in terms of the passion, it's all the same around the world.
What's the craziest request that you have had from a client? Something that you can remember?
Yeah, we have a client who said, just build one car only for you, and I give you the design. And we said no, because where you have the name Lamborghini, this is something which is done from our side. Then we have a lot of requests in terms of our individualization from. And this is something which we are developing as time goes by more and more, and it's very much appreciated. This is a lot about cars. Then, what I said before, we are doing here and there some very little number of cars which we call flow-off, like with the Countach, which are, let's say, the things which are the most looked after, and they also increase value for over time dramatically in a positive way.
This whole supercar makers going into SUV, Lamborghini foretold that decades ago with the LM002, and now everybody's doing it. Do you feel like a certain, I don't know, vindication that you were ahead of your time? How do you feel about that?
Let's say Lamborghini was always not only a super sport car manufacturer, because when it all started, the first cars were GT cars. We had 2 Class 2s like the Spada, as you said, or the LM, and also super sports cars. And I think it's important that our DNA is linked to performance and design, but there are opportunities out of this very distinguished only super sports. This is the reason why the Urus is also a success story and is fitting with the value of the brand.
Stefan, in terms of the new mood with electrification everywhere, how it's increasing and your commitment also as a brand with electrification, is that a threat for you guys, or is a great opportunity when you build this type of supercars?
But for sure, it's we have to be very open. This is something which is coming from the homologation, politics, but also the sustainability matter is something which is coming up strong, and the younger generations are putting this as a condition sine qua non. So they're not saying it would be good if you have it on top, but it has to be inside the offer of the car. So what they want is that the car is more performing than before, so more performing than internal combustion engines only, but they also pretend that these cars are more sustainable. And this is something which, in my opinion, is important, because we also have a social responsibility, not only as a company, but also I feel responsible for the generations to come. So in my opinion, this is it's an effort, it's a lot we have to change to remain like we are.
I was wondering, has there been any demand for your clientele for a front engine Lamborghini with a back seat that is not an SUV, like a new Espada, or you also have your four-door sedan concepts, the Portofino, the Estoque, something along those lines?
Well, we have a lot of requests, but when we move into a new model, additional model, we really have to be very careful in the body style. So we want to create something which is forward-thinking, which is innovative, and it's also important because this will be our first full electric car, that it's something which is really fitting into this new era and new dimension.
So you're hinting then that the first all-electric Lamborghini might not necessarily be a rear mid-engine supercar with seating for two.
What we think is that we have the two cars, the two super sports cars, then we have the Urus, and we have our idea is to have another first model which is also versatile. So we will have more versatile cars, including the Urus, and then the two super cars.
Stefan, tell us what you're doing here in Miami today.
We are here because we have business meetings with our partners here, with our dealers in Miami, and also because we are here for our bar.
Okay, you have an exhibition?
We have two cars exhibited, and I think that due to the fact that a lot of our customers are also very interested in art, and our dealers from all over the US have customers flying in and coming in. The combination of art interest and the design of our cars is very close, and therefore we think it's a good opportunity also to show.
Is the 50th anniversary Countach here then?
No, it's not. But we have a Countach and a Super Trofeo Omologata Huracan.
Are they in Art Basel proper or in one of the satellite fairs?
They are in two satellite fairs. One is the Bostonian, and the other one is in a satellite at the Art Basel. So goodbye, have a good one. Thank you very much.